Americans, we live in a bubble. We have our own problems to deal with. Education, jobs, food, comfort, entertainment. But outside this bubble is a whole other world. A world of poverty, hunger, and disease. A world without adequate shelter or education. A world without hope. But the world doesn't choose to live this way. They're trapped there, born into cycles of poverty.
But there is hope. Our idea started when we left the bubble. We saw the reality of the world, the tragedy of poverty, and we knew that we could make a difference. Maybe we couldn't change the whole world, but we could change the life of an individual or a family. We could design solutions to break the cycles of poverty, to bring hope. We serve those in need by designing and building structures. We go to their communities and gain understanding of how we can help by working with local partners. We bring down our tools and construct solutions. But we do more. We take you with us. We involve you in every step of the experience, from design to construction to changing lives. And the cool thing is, when you change the life of enough individuals, you change the world.
My name is Mikie Smit, and I'm a fourth-year architecture student at IIT.
My name is Davidson. I'm also a fourth-year student at the Illinois Institute of Technology.
It starts for me back in fifth grade. I was on a mission trip with my church, and we went down to an impoverished community in Mexico, and we built a house for a family there, and I just fell in love. And so when I started architecture school, my first year in the door, probably maybe the first 2 weeks, I went and I talked to the assistant dean. They were very encouraging, and they connected me with some other students. We founded a nonprofit organization called Mexico Project, and we went down and we built one house with photovoltaic panels and geothermal heating and cooling, very rudimentary systems, of course. And that's what we did our spring break my freshman year, was with these students. And so we went back again that summer, and then the following Christmas, and then at that point we realized this is starting to be something that we can have a huge impact across the world, not just Mexico. So we're currently in the process of changing the name from Mexico Project to World Serve Project. And so this is the Uncompetition Project, was kind of our first introducing the new name.
I'm really interested in details and putting details of the organization, like taking notes and documenting everything. So that's where I came in. That part wasn't really being done. Right now, as we're transitioning into becoming an L3C organization, not just a nonprofit, so we'll be able to do other type work.
It's essentially a half for-profit, half non-profit business model, where we can do jobs like build a piece of furniture or teach a couple of students like some of the basics and involve them in what we're doing, and then that can help cover the cost of the nonprofit side of the thing that we're doing in Mexico. And we've got some contacts in Haiti and Africa that we're hoping to be working with. We'd love teaching to be kind of a part of what we do, where we teach. We teach ideally college architecture students and engineering students. We get them involved in real world projects.
Well, right now we have a main contact, which is they're actually in Texas. Their names are Bruce and Paula Hepburn, and they live in Texas, and they go over to the community that we live in. They work with a local community pastor to pick a family that is the most in need of a home, and then we are given the family and the number of kids, and then we design based on that.
Bruce and Paula's story is they left a little piece of their heart there every year, until one year they just felt that God was laying on their heart that they needed to go there full time, and so they were like, okay, well, once we have our 501k and we have our retirement set, we'll go and we'll do this, right? And that was their plan. And when they're ready to retire, they'll move down and do it full time. And within a month, they both lost their jobs. And they're like, okay, I guess God wants us to do this sooner. They moved down on the spot, and they've been living there ever since, doing this work full time. One of our rules is that we always work with a partner in the field. It's really important to us to find someone who's committed to long-term development of that community, and we partner with them. But the actual organization is technically not officially connected to any religion or church or missionary group, because it gives them an awesome opportunity to go be a part of these things, and they can do it for whatever their motivation is, and not feel imposed upon. And so we're more than happy to work with any partner in the field. We're intentionally not limited to any one people group, because we feel like we've got a lot to offer, and we've got a lot of people who want to be a part of hunting.
So once we set a team of usually architecture, engineering students, we as a team design the whole thing. So we suggest in the beginning a couple concepts that we want to do, and we come up with drawings, and then once we leave those drawings behind, so those can be built by other people, not just us.
Well, we did a single pitch roof, which allowed us to base and a really cool roof section, which I know in America this isn't the coolest thing, but for what we're doing there, it's kind of revolutionized the way that they can live in those buildings. It's a metal roof on the top, which traditionally in that environment attracts a lot of sun, and the interior of those spaces can heat up to 130 degrees. It bakes in there. And so what we did is we made essentially a solar chimney on one side of the structure we did the metal roof, and on the other side we insulated and left a space in there. So the insulation not only keeps that heat from getting into the habitable space, but it also creates this chimney, and we left the framing open so that way any heat that does get in there can rise out. And so the single pitch not only created a much brighter space, because you saw in the picture the clear story windows, which we were able to put at the top, so you could physically see what you were doing, but it was also 30 degrees cooler than any of the neighboring houses on a hot summer day. But basically, is once we have a team established of students, the way that we've been doing it, we kind of split the cost of the building across the whole team, and we just crowdsource it. So you write a letter to all of your families, so everyone on the team, write a letter to everyone in your family, ask everybody for $20, and pull it all back together, and we can build this house.